I just hit the 315 page mark with the Sword of Kaigen. That's 50% through the book. And I went from being, oh, I'm reading this just for Misaki and Mamoru to how is any of this even possible in just over 100 pages? And I'm here to tell you guys why. But before we do that, welcome back to the library with myself, Michael. And if you're new here, this channel is all about reading without no pressure. And if that's your vibe, then please stick around and let's dive right into the video. I was being honest, I was only reading this book for Mamoru and Misaki. To be honest, I'm still reading just for them because those are the two most interesting characters. I mean, you've got the Matsuda brothers who are just, at this point in the book, they're really getting at it. They're really showing you why the Matsuda clan is respected. But I was reading just for Mamoru and Misaki, especially Misaki because her past is so mysterious. You know, I mentioned before that she used to be a crime fighter. She has a lot of secrets, and I'm mostly interested because of where she is right now and having to bury her past, like literally beneath the floorboards of her house. That mystery has drawn me into the book more and more. And Mamoru, whose entire worldview was shattered by City Boy, Chuhi, that's what I'm going to call it from now on, City Boy. His whole worldview was scattered, and I wanted to see how much further he'll progress. I think that's even the least of his problems, even though I feel like some conflict might come after what just transpired in the book. But right now in the book, that's the least of his problems because the world as Kaigen knows it, you know, the world that has been carefully crafted by the empire, the emperor, the people in Kaigen, the teachers, the parents and whatnot. That whole world has just gone kaput, like all hell breaks loose completely, and it's pushing our two main characters, Mamoru and Misaki, to reveal parts of themselves that they wanted to keep hidden. In the case of Misaki, and Mamoru to discover things that he never thought he would discover, and I'll get into that. So news comes to Kaigen, to Misaki, through her friend and through her brother. It's terrifying news, you know, war is brewing. The emperor is saying it's natural disaster, but it is war, and Misaki has to go against her husband to, you know, protect her family because these boys that she thought she could never love, she eventually falls in love with them because they grow up and they show her that they are as human as she is, even though they still have that cold demeanor and whatnot. So she goes against the husband and she has to reveal herself in that process. But before she can get to safety or anything, everything collapses. Like I said, the reality that is Kaigen comes crashing down, and now Mamoru and every man in the village has to go out to fight the Ranganese that are encroaching on Kaigen. This puts Misaki in a situation where she has to further reveal herself to Setsuko, who's a sister-in-law. She has to quite literally unbury, dig out the things that she's been hiding underneath and put herself in the place of danger so that she can protect her family, her kids, her sister. Meanwhile, Mamoru is thrown into a war that he never saw coming. Real war, not like the ones in his dreams. And he goes there and he faces the reality that no matter how many scenarios you could theorize, no matter how many situations you can think of, nothing really compares to the real thing. You just go there and you realize I'm totally ill-prepared, and all those fantasies he had of becoming like his father, becoming a hero, he realizes that all of that cannot compare to what's really happening. You know, all this blood, all this loss, having to become a killer, to become a man. It's far outside what he ever imagined. And there's this quote from the book that perfectly exemplifies, like, kind of summarizes all I've been saying there. It's Mamoru. I keep calling him Mamoru. It's a Mamoru. Mamoru had been here on the battlefield many times in his dreams, but his childish dreams had not accounted for all the blood. He was accustomed to the feel of blood in all its consistencies, but he was unprepared for a world soaked in it. It felt heavy, sickening. Emma Wang is so good. As a perfect description. This perfectly describes how no matter all the theory taken, nothing really compares to the real thing. It's nice to see that. Well, it's not nice for Mamoru, but it's nice to see when you want to describe your life and you don't perfectly have the words to say it. It's nice to see like a novel puts that into a small, direct context, you know, and Mamoru faces that reality head on. Reading further into the book from my previous video, I kind of discovered why Misaki is the way she is. You know, at 14, she falls in love with this guy called Robin. Robin is hard-headed. He doesn't want to kill people, and he doesn't want her to kill people as well. So she basically has to become stronger in order to protect Robin, who she feels is so stupid he might actually get himself murdered on the streets while crime fighting. She goes ahead to learn Yamanka sword fighting at daybreak to become stronger for him. And there she meets her master, who basically changed her life. Dude believed in her, could see her ferocity, could see that she had purpose, and he took her under his wing alongside the sun. And then he tells her, you have to bring your purpose, your joy, your smile to the training. Just bring all of that. So this book is so different because it goes from all that, like I said in my previous video, it goes through all that preamble, all that explanation, all that exposition, and it was necessary to build you up to the point where we are in the book. This is kind of like, I wouldn't say the climax because I don't know what's coming after, but this is the midpoint in the book, and everything's gone like whoop all the way up. It starts small and then all the way just shut up. We have gone from mundane life to a full-blown large-scale battle, and now we can really see what the Kaigenese are made of. I don't get me wrong, we've seen incredible things in the beginning of the book, like Yukino Sensei launching an ice spear, I think 40 yards away. Mamoru, nearly defying gravity in order to save City Boy Chuhi, and controlling the ocean, being tapped in completely. And we've also seen Mamoru learn from his mother, literal bloodbending. Yeah, someone commented this in my previous video about the book, that he loves the book and it reminds him so much about Avatar. And I came to that same realization, so thank you for calling that out. But there's bloodbending literally in this book, and they didn't just use it in the terms of controlling someone, blood puppeteer. They're actually using it in ways that are productive, like healing wounds, healing scabs, all of that. So we've seen all of that, but this war has taken it to the next level. The Matsuda brothers, when they're together, oh my goodness, they are incredible. Emma Wang shows us feats on the level of Avatar The Last Airbender. So you've got Takashi, who is he's just unbridled power, untamed energy, and then you have Takeru, who is like ultimate precision, and having Takeru take down a tornado on its own is just freaking impressive, and you wouldn't get that without this war. Other people literally compare them to gods, and honestly, I concur. The things that they did are incredible. Kind of reminds me when Aang went into the Avatar state in season 1, when he was on the boat with Zuko. He got tossed overboard and came out with like a whirlpool of water. But Aang has to go into the Avatar state. But these people, they don't have an Avatar state. This is like regular for them. They're doing this regular. And there's a reason why all of this hits so hard. Serious props to Emma Wang. She's incredible. Her writing style is so cinema-esque, like the way she describes things. I have issues with like other authors describing stuff. Sometimes the action can really go over my head. Emma Wang does it, and I can see it like I'm looking at a movie. I think I've seen this comment as well elsewhere, that her writing style is so cinema-esque. I'm going to call it cinema-esque. It's like you're seeing the movie directly. You're reading and seeing the moves in your head. She describes things so perfectly, and I love that. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I am 50% through the book, and I'll have 2 more updates for you. So 75% and 100%, where I'll give spoiler-free review for those who haven't read the book, so they can have the opportunity to get a recommendation from me. And I know I'm quite slow, but like I said, this is a no pressure channel. We're taking things easy, and I'm looking for a way to better track my reading and stay on top of it. If you enjoyed this video and if you like the Sword of Kaigen, then feel free to like, subscribe, comment, all of that fun stuff. And if it's your vibe, it's your vibe. If not, thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you next time.